So, you want to know how I make videos, huh? Well, you better pay attention because I'm only gonna make this video once, and it's now your duty to share this video with anybody you ever see ask questions about video editing. Well, let's get started, I guess. Before we can even talk about the software you need, we need to talk about equipment, because you can't do anything without equipment. That is, unless you're a wizard. And if you are a wizard, you shouldn't even be here. Why are you here? Shoo, get away, you wizard. To record my magical voice, I use the Blue Snowball. It's pretty popular out there in the YouTube world for recording, so you may have heard of it. It's not the best mic out there, that's for sure, but it sure as heck gets the job done. This bad boy will run you about 50 to 70 bucks depending on where you look for it. Next up are the headphones. You can't really do anything if you don't have some type of way to hear yourself. Now, when it comes to headphones, I have some options. If I feel like not being tethered to my computer, I use the PlayStation Pulse. Now, these are nowhere close to being state of the art. They are, I think, generation 3 from the PlayStation, but then again, they get the job done. So, I mean, headphones are headphones. These can range from $100 to $150 depending on where you look. But when I want a little more boom, I plug in my Void headset. These are pretty comfortable, I have to say, and they're really good at noise canceling. My mom usually has to come in the room and touch me for me to hear her. This headset comes with a mic, as you can see, but it's nothing like the quality of the Snowball. It works fine for casual things though, so if you like just gaming or just want to talk to some friends, this headset will get the job done. You can find this headset for about 70 to 100 bucks depending on where you shop. I like to tell you about my computer, but it was custom built by a friend 4 years ago, so I'm not sure what's in it, and he doesn't remember what's in it, so and I mean, does the keyboard really matter? Keyboard's a keyboard. Keyboard's not going to affect how your video is unless it's missing buttons. Moving on to video making. Before I start recording a voice, I type everything out that I would like to say. Sometimes I ad-lib a bit for just some added humor, but after the script's complete, I head on over to Audacity, a program that's free to use, and many YouTubers use it, I'm pretty sure. I think they use it. It's pretty popular from what I can hear. On one of my screens, I have the script just typed up there, and on the other screen, I have Audacity, so that way I can read the script and record at the same time without having to go back and forth on a single screen. I don't really understand how people do it. Seems really complicated, or just tedious, I guess. A rule of thumb for many Audacity users is to record at least 7 seconds of nothing, so that way you can remove all that nasty background noise you may or may not have. Now, everyone that uses Audacity has their own effects they like to do to their voice to make it sound better. And you know what? They're wrong. Here's the right thing to do. Once you have your voice recorded, you want to go over to noise cancellation and select those 7 seconds we recorded earlier. Once you have that done, you want to select the whole entire thing, and then go back to noise cancellation, and then select noise cancellation. It's going to get rid of all that background noise. And once you have that done, you want to come over here and hit this fancy little button called normalize. What does it do? I don't know, but it makes it sounds better, and I've been using it for the past like 7 months. It's been a while. After this, you want to go over here and press compressor. This will make your voice ill-compressant. Once you have that done, you want to come up here to equalization and hit bass boost and treble boost. That'll make your voice sound nice and good. After that, you want to hit normalization again, and then head on down here to limiter. This will limit how high the amplitude goes for your voice, setting it to around wherever you want to go. After that, it's really optional. You don't have to do this, but I like to hit truncate sound. This gets rid of all the quiet parts in your recording. That way you don't have a lot of awkward space or dead air in there. And once you have that done, you want to hit normalization just one last time, and bada bing bada boom, you're done with recording. Now, this is just the added thing that I do. It's totally optional for you. You don't have to do this, but I use an extra program called Levelator. Levelator just makes all the sounds one similar level. That way nothing is higher than anything else and nothing is lower than anything else. That way if I like scream, it'll be the same level as if I'm just talking normal. After recording is done, I use Photoshop to make the thumbnails that I use in my videos. I like to say that I make all my thumbnails from the ground up, but that's just not the case. All the thumbnails I use are created throughout the use of a template a good buddy of mine made a couple years back. I've been working with him actually to try to bring you guys a template to use, but we're still in the progress of getting that done. Look for it soon though. It might pop up here or there, and if it already is out, I hope you're enjoying it. But I mean, the way I make thumbnails isn't really that hard. I just crop out some Fusion Fall images from the art we get and then just paste them in there. The font and stuff, I like to use the Primetime font. That is the main font that I use, and all these layer styles have been stolen from him. Well, not really stolen since he gave them to me. Now, before we hop into the actual video making part, let's talk about some assets that I use. The art for the channel that I use, that you see of Magic and the nanos or whatnot, were all drawn by the awesome Fusion Fall Legacy artist Vert, who takes commissions regularly. So if you would like to get some art for yourself to use in some videos, or to just have or to use for something else, I'll link his Tumblr down in the description so you can contact him and work out a deal. Next, our awesome intro and our like reminder was drawn and animated by someone who wishes to remain unnamed, but I thought I'd like to tell you anyway so you wouldn't ask me about it. As well as our outro was also drawn by someone who wishes to remain unnamed, but I just thought I'd tell you guys, that way you didn't leave a comment like, oh, but you didn't tell us where the outro and the intro came from, Magic. Oh, now you know. Alright, now to the long stuff. I mean, editing videos isn't really that hard. I mean, it's really not. It's just really long and tedious, and I know for a fact I'm really not gonna like editing this one. We're already at 7 minutes in this recording. My God, I'm gonna have nightmares. Alright, so to edit my videos, I use Sony Vegas. I know Premiere is probably a better program, but I'm already used to Sony and I don't feel like changing anytime soon. Here are the settings that I render at. The intro and outro are green screen. That is how they fade in and fade out of the main video. Cool, huh? Movie magic. To make things in the video move, I use this thing called keyframing, or I mean, that's what the technique's called. It's not really that hard. You press this button right here, you click this button, and it's stuck right there. You move a couple of frames and then you can move it again, and then over the time it's gonna move in that way. Wow, isn't that cool? To make the backgrounds go all blurry, I use the preset effects in Sony Vegas called Gaussian blur. I usually set it to medium blur. There are lots of preset effects in here. There's shake, to just name one off the top of my head. The other ones I can't really remember. I don't use a lot of preset effects. Basically, I just do a lot of keyframing, and that's pretty much my videos. Yeah, sadly. I wish there was more to it, but that's everything I do. I can't really think of anything else, so I guess this has been my magical tutorial. I'm never gonna do this again. I probably took forever to edit this video. I take usually around 4 to 5 hours to edit a video. It's usually in the rendering. I don't know. But I hope I helped you out today, and if I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm just the one magical guy. I've been your magical dealer. This is how I edit videos. Stay hyper. I'm gonna die now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.